All right, I want to thank y'all for checking out this video. I am snitching on myself today. So what I have in my hand is how I've been cheating this whole season. Cheating, okay? You see somebody put something like this in their pocket, what does a racer automatically assume? They're probably thinking it's traction control, because there's tons of different traction control devices out there that people are consuming and running and doing really well with. This is not it. This is a form of data acquisition. Now, this is a very entry-level form of data acquisition, but it only costs about $190, $200 versus an AIM Solo or whatever setup that's a couple grand, and then you got to buy all of your travel position sensors, load position sensors, and everything like that. This does a very limited amount of things, but it's still kind of classified as data acquisition. So this is a Racebox Mini S. The S stands for standalone, and this is what I encourage y'all to buy. It's around $190, $200. This operates on a standalone mode, but it communicates to your phone, to your laptop, to your tablet, whatever, through Bluetooth, and you can review your data afterwards. But what this is tracking through GPS, through the satellites, is your position on the track, your linear accelerations, G-forces, speed, and tilt or lean of the car if you had it mounted on a level surface of the deck and you calibrated it that way. Now, I've not been using the lean or tilt version or portion of this Racebox because I keep this in my pocket. This is literally like the size of a race receiver, maybe a little bit bigger. Fits perfectly in your pocket. You can pull it out, connect it to your phone, and review that data instantly of what you just did on the track, whether it's a hot laps, heat race, or your feature. So I've really ran this in all the practice days of the Clash. I ran this on all my hot lap sessions. I've had other drivers pop this in their pocket as they're rolling out. They didn't know what it was, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know, I don't want to touch that." They're like, "No, just put it in your pocket. I'll show you when you get back." I've had other classes. I've had factory stocks and late model classes. Guys run this, and they all love it. So with that said, I've made all the tracks local to here. So Northwest Florida Speedway, Southern, Tri-County, Deep South. I actually didn't need to make Southern because someone else is already kind of running this, and Five Flag Speedway in Pensacola already has the track created. But if you're watching this from somewhere else, you can use Google Maps to overlay on this information system. You're going to set your own start and finish line. You can use Google Maps to put your start finish line exactly where it is, and you're ready to go. So it's tracking your location, GPS, so you can see exactly what line you're running. I believe it's up to 2 feet if you have any interference. So if you had this in your pocket, just know you're about 2 foot either direction. And looking at the data, you kind of see like a ghosted blue line of where it was kind of picking you up, and it gave you like the happy medium. So it's not like exactly accurate if you had this in your pocket. Racebox wants you to have this on the deck of your car, the hood, the roof, so it has perfect communication with the satellites. So using this, it's told me a lot of information about what I'm doing as a driver. Am I backing my entry up? Am I charging the corner? Am I diming it? Am I running high, or could I be actually running even higher? Like, I think I'm running the cushion, but this is snitching on me, saying grow a pair, get up higher. This has been my most favorite tool. I would purchase this over scales, over a load stick, over any of the other setup tools. I would first buy this. And I would skip out a week of buying a new tire and buy this instead. And I encourage all of you to do the same. So that said, like I said, I'm snitching on myself, but I really haven't been running this in like features and heat races because I'm got too much integrity, right? Per IMCA, we cannot run any form of data acquisition. Even GoPros are kind of considered data acquisition because it can track your speed and G-forces and everything like that. So it's kind of a gray area. But these also do work with GoPros. So once you download and review all of your data, there's software out there that you can have on your laptop or desktop, and you can overlay that data with a GoPro footage. You gotta get your timing marks aligned, and as you're watching your cockpit footage, you can overlay your speed, G-forces, and all the stuff, all the telemetry stuff you would have with the GoPro with a lot more detail. And then you can actually watch yourself. Okay, this is what my hands are doing. All right, I'm tight on entry. You can see how much slower you were on tight on entry, but then you can see that you picked your speed up earlier in the corner. Or you pulled this many G's in the feature, but in hot laps you were pulling about a G more on corner entry because the track had a lot more grip and you were throwing it in there. Okay, this is probably the most, like I said, the most helpful tool you could buy. I'm not sponsored by Racebox. I'm not getting any kickbacks from it. I'm just gonna post a link to Amazon where you can buy these. I believe they're made in like they're made in Europe somewhere. They've got like a 2.5 hour battery life. They can store up to 2.5 hours of memory. But honestly, you're probably turning 30 laps a night between hot laps, heat race, and main event. You've got plenty of storage. What these are really typically made for are like your autocross guys, your MotoGP guys, drag racers. That's what this kind of like advertised to. But now I want dirt track racers to get involved in this program. And there's setup apps and helper apps out there that are utilizing the Racebox, I believe. And they're kind of tying that app in with this information so you can better assist yourself there. I think it's like DST or something like that. Now what comes in the box, literally comes in a small, cool pouch like so. You open it up, it's a nice padded box. You got instruction manual, you got some non-slip tape, you've got some Velcro stuff. But it also comes with just a regular charger. Like I said, 2.5 hour battery life. It's regular UPC, I believe that's what it's called, like the new iPhone chargers. And that's it. That's all you really need to go set up to go racing and start learning from what you are no shit actually doing on the track. Now, double check your rules before you just go willy-nilly and leave this open on your car. You can definitely hide it in your car, build a little compartment, use like a deflector, or you can hide this thing anywhere in your car. But just know if you have it in your pocket or hidden underneath your deck or hidden somewhere, your information might not be exact just because it needs pure communication with the satellites. Now, I'm learning with this. The other drivers that I've had use this also learned a ton. And the app is super user-friendly. I'll show you guys a live tour of the app right now. Alrighty, so we are getting logged into this app. It's my first time doing a voiceover. I had to pre-record this, so we'll see how it goes. But this is what it looks like when you first get to it. We connected to the Racebox. Notice there's a drag session and a track session. These are some previous track sessions we have right here, but we're gonna go to Deep South. This was the practice night at Deep South. I ran an 18.13 as my quickest lap. You can see the temperature, max G's, max speed, minimum speed. You can see all your lap times from that practice session, but we're gonna look at our quickest one. So like I said, this is using GPS satellite images, but that blue line is your location of the track, and notice like that ghosted out blue area. Again, this was in my pocket and it probably wasn't communicating perfectly, but you can see I was running the bottom of 1 and 2 and kind of the middle of the track at 3 and 4. As I'm dragging this around, watch the speed, the G's, everything like that. You can kind of see on the exit of 2 there was like a little bit of a rut that everyone was kind of hitting. You can see it kind of spike, but you can pinch in, it'll auto adjust as you get out of screen. But you can see I'm entering into 3 here, kind of running, like I said, the middle of the track. You can see how much speed I dropped versus where I'm gaining speed. But we can also compare some laps. So this is a other relative fast lap, an 18.15. So comparing, you can see exactly where you lost speed versus where you gained speed. Now this 18.15, I was running a little bit higher in 1 and 2. Again, we hit that rut there. You either went below it or above it. You can see exactly, the speed differences, the G-forces difference. But you can see right around in that area is where we hit the rut. I was a little bit quicker running the top, but on the exit is where I lost it. But again, you can kind of make some notes in that session as well to put, oh, there was this rut here and 2 on the exit at 2. You either went below it or above it. So drag racing down the back, you can see pretty close. The 18.13, I was a little quicker on the back stretch there. Running a little bit higher, had a shallower entry to get that quicker lap. Now on the exit is kind of where we stay about the same. So yeah, we hit the finish line going the same miles an hour, and I think that's pretty good. But looking at, you can compare lap times, speeds, minimum speeds, G's. You can pick different laps, but let's go to Tri-County. This was in a late model. So here we can see the temperature and all the laps that was turned in this main event. I mean, obviously you see like those long laps. That's for like caution flags and everything like that, which you can delete those apps. We can see where this driver was running, their line that they were taking. Again, looking at speeds, G-forces. Now, this was really a radical. I don't know if it was a communication error with the different car. We overlaid another quicker lap, right? This is, you know, about 3/10 slower. You can see where you lost that speed, but they're relatively running the same, pretty similar line, both laps. Just looks like the 14-second lap had a better 3 and 4. But yeah, that's just a quick overview of the Racebox app so you can review your data. So that was the live tour of the app. I appreciate y'all watching this video. If you have any questions, let me know. And like I said, check your rule books to make sure you can run this. If you can't, just run it in hot laps like I do, just to kind of get a little bit of information on what you're doing. But yeah, I appreciate y'all watching. I'll see y'all in the next video.